And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Let's get there, and let's try to get there fast because it's needed. So please subscribe, watch, comment, keep the comments coming, and share with one friend, just one friend, so that they remain in the know. Because as we've been saying, Biden's economy, when he left, was top-notch. And in fact, if Trump hadn't touched it, we would have a thriving economy right now. Imagine that. Do nothing, take the credit, and have a thriving economy. Sounds right to me, right? So the other day on Political Beatdown, my co-host Ben Meiselas and I, we spoke about how the numbers don't lie, even though Trump is out there trying to convince America that he's doing a great job, that the market crashes and the numbers tell the truth. I mean, Ben also mentions the hands-off protests that are happening today, happening all over the country. So important. If you're able to, get out there and fight for our democracy. Join one of these protests. Make your voices heard. Play the clip. You know, there's so much here, Ben, to unravel. The first question I think is on everybody's mind is why? Why is this even happening? Did you not listen to what Ben was saying at the very inception of this program? The United States was number one in all categories, number one. And now we're not even on the list. You have other countries, whether it's Germany, whether it's the UK, they are there, whether it's it doesn't matter at this point. They are all getting together to figure out how they are going to stop this unilateral bullying by the President of the United States designed to harm every other country. And when you listen to the stupidity of the folks that are around Trump, the enablers, we're doing all of this to bring them to the negotiating table. You know, think of it like as a fighter. You don't have to beat the guy to death to get him into the ring, right? You just ask. Let's have a conversation. Nobody has ever turned around and said, no, we're not going to have a conversation. Oh, we're not putting enough of our GDP into NATO, which we all know Trump wants to terminate. All of a sudden, there's every other excuse that they could find going forward. Any excuse that they could find. This country's not doing this. This country's not doing that. You're not doing this. You're not putting in enough here. You're not paying us. Everybody's taking advantage of the poor United States of America. Yet, our GDP was higher, 2.5 times that of number 2 of China. So somewhere along the line, numbers don't lie, people do. And this group of liars that's there right now trying to tell you the whole world is taking advantage of the United States. What a bunch of dummies that we are. Somehow, as a bunch of dummies, we're still the envy, or we were the envy of the rest of the world. Except for people like Kim Jong-un, Putin, Viktor Orban. This is the question that everybody's asking. Why? None of this was necessary. Had Trump not done anything, not opened his mouth, stayed at Mar-a-Lago, played golf every single day, the markets today would continue to be going up, and he could ride that growth. And it's all because of him, because everybody in the world wants to invest in America because he's the president. Who gives a shit? We wouldn't be right now in an economic downfall, what's known as on Wall Street, a death spiral. And that's what he's putting us into. And we're not going to allow it. Ben's not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow it. Our political beatdown brigaders, none of us are going to allow it. We can't. We cannot stay silent. You stay silent, we lose. We lose, he wins. He wins, America is finished. And that's why independent networks like Midas Touch, number one. It's number one for a reason, because here on this network, nothing but truth, facts. And you may not like the facts, but at least they are facts. They're legitimate. They're real. And you know how you know that it's real? Do your own investigation into it. But that's what you get here on this network. It's why this network is kicking ass.
Big protests, by the way, on April 5th, hands-off events across the country. We're going to be embedded in those protests, Cohen, and we're going to be covering it, amplifying it, hearing from the people. Everybody remember April 5th, big hands-off protests taking place across the country. We're going to cover it in all the states where it's going to be across the country. We're going to give more details about it on our YouTube channel, where to go. But we're working with some of the organizers there and looking forward to amplifying that. And I've been calling it a summer of democracy. And even though we're still, spring heading into the summer, this is growing, and what happened today is only going to add further fuel, to all of this. This is a unprecedented time in America's history that's going to reward fighters. And we need fighters in order to reward our country, to stand up for our country. Real patriotism right now is that. Standing up, being courageous. I know it's hard.
By the way, you know who's being real courageous? You, Ben. You, your brothers, this network, everybody that's on it. Why don't you just spend a second and tell our brigaders so that they know how much this administration is attacking this network, why groups like Fox are attacking this network, why people like Joe Rogan are attacking this network. You know why? Because they're afraid. And you know what happens when you're afraid? You know what most people do? They walk away, they capitulate, they run. Look at what ABC did, for God's sakes. Look at what some of these law firms are doing. Look at what, some of these newspapers are doing. They're just turning around. Oh, here's 16 million. Here's 40 million. Here's 100 million in services. Here's $30 million. And so on. What? Not Midas Touch Network. They're fucking running here, my friends. This is where we fight. This is where we get out there and we build a community, not of, what do we have now, 5.5 million followers? No, 50 million followers. That's the number. 50 million. So that you become untouchable. And then, and only then, when 2026 rolls around, we don't end up with a situation like we had yesterday, where even in the reddest of red states, okay, everybody's saying, oh my God, but Trump was plus 30 and now they're only plus 9.5. Fuck that. They still won. Not if Midas has its way. Not if we end up bringing in enough people to turn around who feel the way we feel, which is we care about America. We care about American people. We care about the Constitution. We care about our democratic republic. We care about process, due process. Trust me, I know as the first political prisoner held by this country because I refused to waive my First Amendment constitutional rights. Jailed, abused, thrown into solitary confinement. No, it's okay. It's all right. I'll deal with my PTSD on my own. But together, we have to ensure that never happens to anyone ever again. That's what you get here. And that's why we're going to keep fighting. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.